From Kalis to Anarkalis, from smoking to cigarette pans, from bombs to tank tops, and from poverty to distressed clothing. Fashion can be derived from almost anything. A very good evening to everybody present here. I'm Koel and today I'm going to talk about the fashion industry. Well, not everything, because for some, fashion is almost wearing nothing. Jokes apart, I'm going to talk about what I have learned so far. Let me start by telling you what fashion is. Fashion has various definitions, but for me, fashion is a manner to do something. Anything for a matter of fact. The way you walk, the way you talk, the way you present yourself, everything is fashion. Fashion is a popular or the latest style of clothing, accessory, decoration, hair, or behavior. Fashion is a continuing process of change in the style of apparel that are accepted. Fashion is created. It is created by designers. It is then popularized by celebrities or influencers in today's world. This leads us to trend. Trend is basically what is in that particular period. There are seasonal trends and there are trends that last for decades. They are otherwise called classics. Heard of the LBD or the little black dress? Admit it or not, every girl has one in her cupboard. Jeans are also one revolutionary product. Classics have minimal modification in them. They are simple and timeless, yet elegant. They are promoted by influencers too. Fashion has different categories. They are basically fad, haute couture, ready to wear, otherwise known as pret-a-porter, and avant-garde. Fads are short-lived fashion. They come in, shake the entire market due to the high rate of acceptance, and then just disappear. The recent fads were the cold shoulders and the off shoulders. Haute couture is customization of a garment. Personalization of a garment is also called haute couture. You choose the particular garment you want. It is stitched according to your measurement, your size. You decide what will go in that particular garment. There are a lot of haute couture garment stores in India. Heard of Sabyasachi Mukherjee? Deepika Padukone's wedding lehenga was designed by Sabyasachi Mukherjee. Then we come to ready-to-wear or RTW. They are mass-produced garments using low-cost materials. They have less design modifications as they are mass-produced. It is affordable. Global Desi and West Side are two famous Indian ready-to-wear garment stores. Avant-garde are people who have different innovative methods and experimental ideas in the fields of art, culture, and lifestyle, keeping in mind to respect the particular streams. Now that we know about fashion, style, and trend, and the different fashion categories, let's discuss a little bit about the fashion businesses. They are broadly classified into 4 different types: mass fashion, knockoffs, boutique, and street fashion. Mass fashion is closely related to RTW. They are mass-produced using low-cost materials. They are affordable, and youngsters prefer to buy mass fashion clothes. Knockoffs are copies of bigger garment stores. Zara and Mango are 2 knockoff brands of the world. Boutique is a store where different kinds of clothes are available. Every piece is unique and they use high quality materials, and hence every garment is expensive. Street fashion has recently come in today's world. It is accepted by the youngsters and it is seen in urban cities. There are celebrities who accept street style and they promote them. They are otherwise called influencers. Influencers are people who influence the crowd into buying something. They inspire us and we look up to them. We want to be just like them. That is why when they wear something, we tend to buy it. It creates a buzz and everybody wants to be just like them. Influencers have started their own brands. Heard of HRX? It is a brand by Hrithik Roshan, who is an influencer. There is a fashion cycle. A particular product is produced, it is introduced, the sales are increased, it reaches a peak of popularity, then there is a decline in demand, and then it is rejected. Yes, this is a step that is involved in making a particular garment. There are fashion forecasters. Who decides what are you going to wear? Who decides what particular garment will be in trend at what particular time of the year? Who decides everything about fashion? These people are called fashion forecasters. They sit day in and day out deciding what is going to be the future fashion of the globe. WGSN is one fashion forecasting brand and website. There are so many other processes involved in making garments. There are different boards. The theme board. A theme is needed for a garment to be produced. You need to decide on what theme the garment is based. Then there is the inspiration board. You need to be inspired from something. Suppose I want to design a garment. I can take inspiration from anything. Nature, for a matter of fact. I go sit in nature. The nature inspires me. Then there is the color board. Talking about the color board, who decides the color? Is the blue 64 of Asian Paints the same as blue 64 of Craft Cottage? Every color is given a number. Pantone is one website that decides the color and the number. The entire fashion industry depends on Pantone for the color and the number. There are different color shades and they have everything that is possibly known to them. Then there's a texture board. There are different textures available, so you need to decide what kind of texture do you want and what kind of fabric. There's the client board. Whom are you designing the garment for? You have a particular set of clients, so you need to first understand whom are you designing it for and then continue the process. There is the look board. How do you want your garment to look is very important. So you need to keep deciding that. The look board can keep changing. Then you have the silhouette explorations where you have numerous sketches. You need to see what kind of drape fits what kind of body. Then you have the final collection. Then you have the photo shoot, and then the garment is advertised and promoted, and then is when you come to know that this garment exists. Yes, these many steps are involved, and there are so many steps involved in making of a cloth. It is like Draupadi's sari. It can go on and on. Let me explain to you briefly the supply chain of a cotton fabric, for example. The three main components are fiber, yarn, and fabric. Fiber is picked from the cotton fields. It is cleaned, the impurities are removed, and then it is spun. This creates the yarn. The yarn can be woven or knitted. It can be dyed at that stage, or it goes to the next stage. It is in the form of a cloth piece. It can be yarned, it can be dyed, it is washed, bleached, and the fabric is ironed. It then goes to the manufacturers who buy the fabric. They cut it in the particular standard sizes and it is sewn. It is finished. The embellishments or anything that is required is added. It is then packed, and then is when it goes to the stores. And then we see that particular garment we've been wanting for so long. And even after so many things happening, Dinky is not as satisfied as Pinky, though we think that that particular garment is the perfect piece that we've created. But this keeps us going. This is the challenge that we've accepted. These were a few universal facts. So now let's talk about the fashion industry. Do you think it's easy to be in the fashion industry? Yes. There are three important things, the three P's. They are passion, persistence, and prioritization. If you're passionate about what you're doing, then you can do it. If you're not passionate, why would you be doing it? So if you think you're passionate enough to be in the industry, then you need to work for it. This leads us to persistence. Hard work and smart work are two major things to be in any place. If you don't work, how would you reach that particular place? Okay, maybe you're rejected from one company, but there are thousands of companies who want a person just like you. All you need to do is try, because trying is the best part. And then you need to prioritize what you do. If you think that what you're doing right now is important, do it right then. Do not delay, because time is not going to wait for you. You also need to visualize what you want to become. That is what I do. Because if you don't visualize, you won't know what to do. That is very important. For me personally, I'm here in a design school. I've worked for this. I've always wanted to be in a place like this. And here I am, talking in front of all of you. Fashion is a subject that will take time for everybody to understand. But if you're patient enough, you know what to do next. Thank you.